eating my yogurt, so ain't no shame in our game. I eat on pretty much every call I'm on ever. I think everybody knows that. Let's see if I actually set this up right. Let's see. Did it work? Yes, we're doing the damn thing. What the heck is up, Facebook? Happy Friday, Junior. This is my second time doing a live in here today. If anybody caught my one earlier where I was cooking, you're welcome. But yeah, if you were watching, please give it a like. If you're watching the replay, please say replay in the comments. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please put them in the comments. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to know what your thoughts are. And we're always here to like clear up any misconceptions or anything. So that's the whole goal of this group, you guys, is to educate you, to hopefully give you some enlightenment, especially if you're somebody like us who has fallen victim to so many like, fads, so many myths, so many, well, I read this or I heard this or Dr. Oz said this. First of all, Dr. Oz is not a doctor for you. So no, get away from him. But let's get to the point, Crystal. Liz, what's happening on your Friday, Junior? Anything exciting? What are you eating over there?
I'm eating whole wheat toast with homemade jam. I had like leftover like blueberries and stuff, and I didn't want them to go bad, so I made homemade jam with some stevia and lemon juice.
Dude, love that. Love that.
It's delicious too.
She doesn't want to waste her food. She knows how to make food taste good. She knows how to use real food. Love that. I'm eating Greek yogurt with some vanilla stevia drops, some cinnamon, and then blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries, 50 grams of each, 100 grams of strawberries, 7 grams of mini chocolate chips, and 8 grams of honey. So, yes, I'm a psycho, and I know these exact numbers because this is something I eat all the time. My berries are like always the same, but then like I've been playing around just trying to add in a little bit of chocolate chips here or there, like in my creamy or in my yogurt, some honey on top of my berries or in my oatmeal or something. And so I know those numbers. I know it sounds very precise. It's because it is. Because it's easy. If I just do the same thing all the time, it makes it that much easier, right? Like there's no reason for me to like one day be like, oh, I'm going to have 36 grams of strawberries. And the next day, oh, I'm going to have 72. The next day, 8. Just keep it simple. Like I know every time I'm making my oats or my yogurt, I typically am just like 50, 50, 50 for blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, 100 strawberries. Like literally just find numbers that are easy, you guys, and then you'll just remember all the time. And that's what makes this whole tracking thing really easy, which is going to kind of lead us into today's topic, right? Which is how can you eat your favorite foods while still losing weight? And this isn't just going to be how do you eat your favorite foods and lose weight. It's how do you eat your favorite foods and like reach your goals. And hopefully your goals are things like better health, better energy, better performance, getting stronger, building muscle. And yes, some of you, it might be to lose weight. Some of you, it might be to gain weight. Some of you, it might be to maintain weight. There's always whatever your goals, it's totally valid. And we're going to show you how we incorporate our favorite foods into whatever our goals are. Doesn't matter if it's fat loss, maintenance, surplus, whatever. So first of all, the first thing that I would suggest is like figure out what your favorite foods are. Like if I just asked you, Liz, like what's your favorite foods? Like just name a few.
Absolutely pizza. And I know, and it's because that is the one thing that I want to like fit in to my videos. Like we are on complete different like journeys right now. Like you're in a reverse, I'm in a cut. So like I still want to fit in pizza and freaking al pastor tacos with homemade tortillas. Like those are my two things that absolutely yes. And my coffee. Like I refuse to get like I don't enjoy putting protein in my coffee. Right. So I want to be able to have the creamer that I love and be able to like, do it up, have whole milk or like my oat milk that I love. So those are 3 things that no matter what phase I'm in, this is fitting in.
I love that. Okay. So pizza, tacos, and her coffee. And she doesn't want to make it little bitch protein coffee, which I'm not calling you a little bitch if you're somebody who likes protein in your coffee. I'll be 100% and say yesterday I went out to brunch with some of my former OTF gals, which was awesome. We try to do that like every month or so. And instead of me using the coffee creamer at the restaurant, I bring a Fairlife chocolate milkshake and I use that as my creamer because I want to drink coffee. I like the act of drinking coffee and chatting or whatever, but I don't want to waste all the calories on the creamer there. Even though it's delicious, I would rather just bring some Fairlife. But I too refuse to give up my daily cup of coffee where I have Nespresso, caramel, whatever, some caramel stevia, and my oatmeal cookie oat creamer. 4 servings to be exact. It's 100 calories. I refuse to give that up. And everybody's heard that like a million times, but I have to have that every day. Although I'll be honest, I've been going through phases lately where I've been subbing it out with coconut milk when I'm trying to have a little bit more of like a quote unquote cleaned up diet, right? Where I just kind of want to have more whole foods and like better for me foods. But I refuse to give up my coffee. I refuse to give up ice cream. And I would say probably pizza as well. So let's talk about how we make, we already talked about kind of like how I fit my coffee in. Do you have any specifics with your coffee, how you fit it in, what you make work for you? Do you have a limit of like 1 cup a day with this much creamer? Like, what's that look like?
I have a 1 cup limit just because I am a person that will drink coffee all day long. So I have to set that boundary with myself. And it was so freaking hard because I'm the person that like, I'll finish 1 coffee and I'll be like, cool, I'm bored of water. I'm going to go make a coffee. I just love the taste of it. And girl has ADHD. So it gives me a little like dopamine bump. And I'm all, ooh, yes, happy dance. So I only allow myself to have 1 cup. And it's normally like I have to have it with my breakfast and stuff. So that's kind of how I do that. And I honestly only need like a tablespoon of like cream in it, like nothing crazy because I don't like overly sweet coffee.
Yeah.
So I just had to get used to it because I used to be like a frappuccino girl from like Starbucks, and now I absolutely hate. I shouldn't say I absolutely hate Starbucks, but not my jam.
Not your vibe. Not your vibe. Okay, cool. So you do have some sort of like guidelines for yourself. We're gonna call them guidelines, you guys. You can call them rules. You can call them non-negotiables, whatever. For us, those are our non-negotiables. Like we will have coffee every day and it's going to look like XYZ. So for me, I have 1 cup of coffee per day with that creamer shit in it. I love it. And then if something comes up, like I'm going out for a coffee date with somebody, what I'll do usually is get like a decaf Americano and I'll bring my own sugar-free white chocolate powder because I know it's 25 calories, blah, blah, blah. Like that's a one-off. But when it comes to like regularly incorporating things like, well, we talked about pizza for both of us. So let's do that. How do you make pizza fit into a game plan for you? And I want to talk about when you're in a deficit and maybe when you're in like maintenance or a build phase.
Yeah. So actually I was just pre-planning this because like next week is like our pizza date thing on Wednesdays. Because if anybody knows me, Wednesdays I get margaritas and it's either pizza or tacos, and I don't make it. I go somewhere because I have these 2 places that are little hole in the wall places with the best margarita. So I want to fit that in. So right now, while I'm in a deficit, I'm pre-planning that out. I already know on my calendar, like if anybody saw my calendar, I write out like when our date nights are, when I have specific like events, like we have a CrossFit competition. I know that day I'm going to eat some really fatty breakfast burritos. I know that I am going to need like lots of carbs because guess I'm going to be competing in it too. So I'm like, cool. I have all these dates written down. So during that day or like on my check-in day or whatever, I'll look at that and be like, okay, that is my non-negotiable for the day. I'm going to enjoy that. I know what this is going to look like. I know it's my untracked meal, but I still track it. Like I loosely like, okay, hey, like this is kind of close to what it is. And then I add on a little bit more fat and carbs because it is what it is. And
a reminder, you're in a deficit phase right now. So that's why you're a little bit more diligent, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. I'll talk about when I'm not.
Yes.
But
yeah.
I know that I have 800 grams of fruits and vegetables that I need to still hit that day, because guess what? Your girl has goals and I'm not going to miss twice. I still have a protein goal of 155 grams of protein I have to reach every single day, whether it's my untracked day or not, because guess what? I want to build muscle. That's the whole point of this. I want to stay satiated. I don't want to leave that pizza shop being like, damn, I'm still hungry. Like, I'm not satiated. So I'll plan out my breakfast and my lunches to be a little less carb and fat heavy and more fruit and vegetable and protein heavy. So that might be a day like once every 2 to 3 weeks that I will put protein in my coffee, or I will have a banana with a protein drink. I won't have my oats and my banana and my blueberries and my protein powder. That just might be a day where I have a protein drink and my banana and blueberries. And that's going to be okay, because guess what? Later I get a margarita. So I have to do that. Other options that I've done before, but again, I like going to these specific places, is that I'll just elevate the things that I want. So I will take my whole wheat English muffins and I will make homemade pizzas like in the air fryer and have a side salad and, you know, normally roast some zucchinis, but people think I'm weird for that combination, but I could eat zucchinis for every meal. So yeah, I either elevate it or I pre-plan it.
Love that. Love that. Elevate or pre-plan, and a little bit of both, honestly. Like, there's always planning. Always.
Planning. I just did a check-in yesterday and I have this client, she's going out of town this weekend, and then she has like in 2 weeks going to like Vegas and stuff. And I was like, okay, like how are you planning it? Like, are you writing this stuff down, or are you just kind of throwing it up in your head and being like, oh, let's wing it. I think this will work. I'm like, no, physically, like I legitimately write things down. If you guys saw the amount of sticky notes that are on my desk, y'all would think I was crazy, but I write down each day. So like Monday, I will write down, cool, this is what I'm doing Monday. And it'll have like who I'm checking in with, who I have meetings with, what I am eating that day. That way I can plan it out, because guess what? It's not going to happen if I don't. And if I don't physically see it, I'm going to miss something. Throw something in my way. Like, I'm super sick right now. And guess what? Do I feel like cooking? No. But on Tuesday, I wrote down that I needed to meal prep. And now today, being Thursday, I know I still got to eat that food, because guess what? I still have goals.
Yes, exactly. Just because you're not feeling your best, you're not 100%, doesn't mean that like the goals just get swept under the rug, you guys. And I think that's a good point, because so Liz and I were just talking about, she's sick. I'm trying to not get sick. I'm now my third night this week of getting less than 7 hours of sleep. I slept maybe 5 hours last night. And so I had to rearrange some things today. I have not done my workout because I was like, you know what? I had this time set aside for my workout. Instead, I did food prep because my body just doesn't feel up for a workout right now, right? I was supposed to go meet a friend. She was going to give me some veggies from her garden. I was like, love you, appreciate you. Not going to happen today, because during that like 1 hour time frame that I had set aside to go like run that errand, I'm like, I'm going to really try to get in a nap in between my calls, because my work is going to be impacted if I feel like I'm dragging ass. But while I was meal prepping and stuff today, I was like, this is what people don't get. If you have the choice between a workout and prepping some food, and you're trying to like improve your status wherever you're at, the food prep is going to be more important. You work out. Let's pretend you work out 7 hours a week. You eat way more than 7 times a week. So like you making that a priority is a bigger deal. If it comes down to, coach, I know I'm supposed to do 3 workouts this week. Like I don't have any of my food prepped. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it in on Sunday. I need you to food prep instead. So I know, always going on a tangent, but it's so important.
Agree with that, because one, if you think about, cool, if I had to choose between nutrition or working out, one, if you choose to eat like shit or not eat at all, like how great is that workout going to be? No, it's crap. I would see on a check-in, like, and thank goodness I haven't had this like at all. Like everybody knows that no, nutrition is king.
Yep.
Your workouts are just a bonus. You have a client that doesn't even do workouts consistently. Like like her goal is literally to walk. And like, I mean, obviously she runs and stuff, but what? Yeah, no. No, I want you to have good energy, good sleep, good stress management, and eat some bomb food.
Yeah. Yeah. And I talked about this yesterday on my stories, you guys, that like my sleep sucked 2 nights ago as well, right? So I woke up yesterday, didn't get enough sleep, was up 2 hours early, and I already had my entire day planned in my fitness pal, and that was my saving grace, including going out to brunch with my friends yesterday. I already had it pre-logged. I had all of my other meals pre-logged. And so that does play into this conversation of like, I'm going to get away from pizza for the moment. I'm going to talk about how do you go out to enjoy meals with your friends, right? Maybe the meal we had is not my favorite meal, right? The thing that I chose off of the menu though is something that I have frequently because I know it easily helps me hit my goals. I go to First Watch and I always get the healthy turkey because I know that's going to take up a big portion of protein. I get a few vegetables in there. It doesn't make me feel like ass afterwards. I'm not leaving there with like hashtag regrets. Like it's not happening. Because I'm like, cool, I had that. I wasn't there for the food. I was there for the people, the relationship building, the conversation. That, like, those are my people that I love to chat with and like catch up with. And they don't care what I'm eating. I don't care what they're eating. I just care about, do I get to be there and hang out with them and like have a good time and enjoy myself? And so me being around certain people doesn't dictate the type of food that I need to be eating. So that's how I enjoy social events. If it's something like a brunch and we can go to a place where I can look at the menu ahead of time and pre-plan the rest of my day around it, then that's how I do it. And again, there comes that word plan. I planned in advance. Very rarely are you getting asked at the last minute to go to brunch on a fucking Wednesday with your friends, you guys. Very rarely are you like going to brunch on the fly. It's usually somewhat of a plan. So like, look at a menu, plug it in. So this is what I do. If I know if I'm in a calorie deficit, especially, but even if we're, in a maintenance phase or something, and I'm trying to pretty diligently track or whatever, if I know we're going out for a date night and we're going to go to a pizza place or something, cool. I find something similar in my fitness pal because I'm not eating at some bullshit chain. I am not eating at Pizza Hut. I'm not eating at Domino's. I'm eating like bougie pizza, but I'll find something similar in my fitness pal and I'll track it. And then I plan the rest of my day around it, which is exactly what I did yesterday. So that's what Liz said. She's like, I pre-log the things. It's a good enough guess. I do it frequently. I always go to these same places. Like she knows she can rely on tracking these things. And she puts in a little extra because she knows it's not exact. So she'll put in like some extra fat or some extra carbs. And you can do that by just tracking like, a serving of olive oil or butter or whatever, right? But I build the rest of my day around that thing I want to go have, that thing I want to enjoy. So whether it's pizza or fish tacos or going out to a delicious like pancake brunch or something, I plan the rest of my day around that because that's the thing I want. And then just like Liz, everything else is usually heavily proteins and plants. And the overall goal, especially if I'm in a deficit, is going to be to, okay, did I at least try to come in and hit my calories? Because we know calories are king. You're not losing weight if you're not creating a calorie deficit. So no, don't say like, well, this is going to throw me like way over my calories if I try to hit my 150 grams of protein and da-da-da. Then, okay, for one day, the protein can suffer. We just don't want to make that a habit. But yes, in order for you to enjoy that date night or that special occasion or whatever, try to hit your calories and get in as much protein as you can, as much fruits and vegetables and nourishing foods as you can, and enjoy the thing because those things are always going to happen in life and we just have to learn how to navigate them.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of people go into going out or like having their favorite food as in like, oh, I'm going to restrict myself all day long and save myself. And that leads people to overeat and binge and continue that downward spiral where they'll end up, like it, I used to go out for drinks after work, like when I worked in a hospital and stuff. And I was like, man, when I drink, I make more poor food decisions. So if I just eat my normal food all day long, even though it was a last minute decision, because those happen. One, I'm that person. I'm the person that will text you and be like, hi, coffee. question mark. We have this bomb pastry place, and I'll be like, hi, Corinne. And because I want a random chocolate croissant, but like I will still eat my fruits and vegetables and my protein throughout the day so I don't overdo it. So I don't lead to, binging at 9 o'clock at night being like, I am ravenous. I will eat anything. So
yeah. And so I think that was a lot of it, you guys, is like we just talked about like the planning and how we sort of make the rest of our day mold around that thing. What we don't do is we don't say, ooh, I went for brunch today. Well, I fucked everything up. Now I'm just gonna eat like an asshole the rest of the day. I'm gonna eat chips out of the cupboard. I'm gonna just grab like whatever for dinner at Chick-fil-A. No, we literally are like, okay, cool. I enjoyed that thing, whatever. It either like fit my nutrition protocols or it didn't, but it doesn't mean it has to have an impact on making more and more choices that lead you further in the direction you're trying to go towards. I think that happens a lot. People are just like, fuck it, cool. One meal screwed it up. I'm sorry. Did one meal get anyone fit, healthy, six-pack abs, lean? No. So one meal is not going to screw up your progress, right? One meal is not going to screw up your progress, just like one meal is not going to build your progress necessarily. It's not going to get you to your overall end goal results. Yes, one meal gets you closer. One meal gets you closer. The next meal gets you closer. The next meal, they keep adding up. It's a compounding interest effect. And the same can be said for choosing one, like, okay, not so great choice, and then continuing to make more and more negative choices that are in alignment with where you want to be. So that's kind of how we do it. We plan ahead. I very much am like Liz. I know I didn't go too much into that, so I'll just address that now. I know typically once a week I'm having an untracked meal. So for instance, like I already know my weekend plans. I knew my weekend plans like 2 weeks ago for this upcoming weekend. I knew that on Sunday, I'm actually meeting up with my parents. We're meeting halfway, right? They're in Montana. I'm in Colorado. We're going to meet them halfway in Wyoming. And we're going to have lunch together at this place in Casper. And so I already looked at the menu and dear God, there's nothing really great on that menu for me at all, but I'm going to do my best to find something that jives with me. But I already know, okay, I'm road tripping. So I was telling Kyle today, I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to leave pretty early. So we're going to have to like make some overnight oats. So we're going to bring breakfast with us. We're going to bring snacks with us like carrots and turkey and yogurts and whatever, like just in case. Right? Because we're also not going to be stopping at gas stations to get some bullshit snacks because we're in our car. We can easily bring a cooler. It's literally a day trip, you guys. And it's one meal. I already know I'm going to have one meal. That's something I wouldn't necessarily choose. It doesn't have the best food options for me, but all the other meals that day can be my normal things that I eat on a regular basis. I also know that Kyle and I have decided every weekend we're going to make ourselves these delicious Blackstone breakfasts. So one weekend it's this sort of thing. The next weekend it's this other sort of thing. So I already know this weekend we're going to do our Blackstone breakfast like taco or breakfast taco style. Like I already know these things. And I plan the rest of my day around that Blackstone meal. On Sunday, I will plan the rest of my day around what I'm having for lunch with my parents. Like that's planning has to go into it. You know, these things are coming up, you guys, so oftentimes. Most of the time, it is not something random that just popped up at the last minute. And if it is, well, it's easier to either decide, I know this thing came up, but I just really want to stick with my goals. So I'm like, screw it. I just kind of want to stick with this. I feel really good about it. Or it's easier to modify the plan. Like, okay, this thing came up. So how can I pivot? How can I adjust? How can I make it maybe not the best, maybe not the most optimal solution, but a better solution than saying, look, I'm doing nothing. So yeah.
No, planning is key. And if you know you have a busy day, like you guys are road tripping, bring your food with you. You do not have to stop at Chick-fil-A just because you went grocery shopping. I'm sorry, you just left an entire grocery store. Like you can grab healthy snacks there. It's okay to grab like a whole bag of carrots and eat a few.
Yep.
Like that's okay. And it's a lot of it is not, you have no self-control. Oh, you don't know how to do this. It's we are so used to doing the same thing. It's automatic. You have to pause and have that conversation with yourself of like, okay, do I really want this? Or is this old me trying to push through? And allow yourself to put a vote towards 2.0 you. Like, it is going to take so much effort and so much thought at first, but soon it's just going to be your default.
Totally. I love that. Well, and then another challenge I would have for you were talking about like stopping at a gas station and stuff. And like, I thought of somebody like stopping and grabbing like a bag of chips at the gas station or Gardettos or whatever. I want you to like look at that label. I want you to see like how many servings are in that bag of chips and how many calories that amounts to. We're going to do a really simple one. We're going to say you grab a bag of chips that it's not a huge one, but it has 4 servings in it. And we're going to say that one serving has 150 calories for simplicity's sake. So 150 calories in one serving, 4 servings in the bag. I bet a lot of you could eat that entire bag. I know I could. So that would be 600 calories. Okay. So now I challenge you to go get a 2-pound bag of carrots from Costco. They sell the 2-pack. It's literally 4 pounds of carrots. So go take one of those 2-pound bags of carrots and ask me if you could, or tell me rather, if you could eat 600 calories of carrots on that road trip. You probably couldn't. And if you did, you'd be really full and you would have to shit yourself and be a lot of fiber. But like, you couldn't do it, right? So the solution is we skip the chips. We take the carrots that cost less money, that we know we're not going to overeat. That, again, I talked about this the other day. It's like people think they can't go a few hours without eating. Like, you can't get on an airplane and not eat. What? You want me to fly for 3 hours and not eat something? But yet so many of you can be inundated with work all day and not eat for 3 hours. Like, okay, I'm sorry. All of us can go for 3 hours without eating. A road trip. Again, we're going to Casper. It's like 4 hours away. I'm sorry. Am I going to starve for 4 hours? No. So I can either eat breakfast before I leave or I can take breakfast with me in the car. But I literally could go the entire morning and not eat and I wouldn't starve. But I would probably then end up overeating the things I don't necessarily want to eat at the lunch. So again, you guys, pick your poison, pick your battles, make a plan. Choose the solution that, like Liz said, leads you to version 2.0 of you. What would 2.0 of you do? Are you picking things that take you back to version 1.0? But you always have a choice. And the best choice is to make a plan on how you want to be successful. And more importantly than anything, it's not about, hey, we eat these foods and, you know, they're our favorite foods. And I mean, we choose to incorporate them, but we don't choose to like overindulge in them because of how we want to feel after the fact. And because we don't ever want to feel guilt around the food. And because we do want to eat pizza and tacos and ice cream on a regular basis. We don't ever want to have that relationship that I know I had where I did think bread was bad, sandwiches are bad, potatoes are bad, rice is bad, cereal's bad, ice cream's bad. I used to think that way, you guys. I'm sure Liz, you can probably relate.
I still have those thoughts every once in a while of like, oh man, this is, I shouldn't have this. This is bad. Like, no, I'm going to choose to make those memories and fit it in and adjust.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't make me a bad person. It just means, you know, this doesn't really fit my overall nutrition goals or physique goals or performance goals right now, but it's okay. Again, it's one meal. I'm not being an asshole and doing it all weekend. So anyways, we could go off about this for hours. If you guys have questions or feedback, like I said, please drop them for us. Next week, we're on a break. We're going to take a break the next 2 weeks. Actually, Liz and I have got a lot of shit going on. So we appreciate you guys so much for being here. But if you have any topics you want to learn about, let us know. If you haven't joined our 30 days of free coaching just yet, please do that. Like, do yourself a favor. It's just daily emails delivered into your inbox, knowledge bombs teaching you about like all the nutrition and fitness basics so that you can start having the tools to do this type of stuff on your own. And so that we can teach you through email, through different posts of ours on our social media, as well as through things like podcasts and YouTube videos and stuff where other people speak much better than I do. Because as you can hear right now, I cannot be concise. But if you sign up, you're going to be entered to win a Ninja Creamy. If you don't know about the Creamy, you need to know, or a $150 Amazon gift card. And if you use that link and you send it to other people and they sign up saying that you referred them, that gives you more chances at winning. So like one of our girls, Laura, right now, I think she's in the lead with like, and again, it's going to be a drawing, you guys. So it's not like, oh, well, that person already has like a dozen people, I'm not going to win. It's no, she just has like a dozen chances to possibly win because it will be a drawing. It's not whoever gets the most. It's whoever gets the most has the most chances to win. So refer your friends, learn some things, and hopefully you win an amazing prize. So have a great day, you guys. We appreciate you. We're going to go chat by ourselves now. Bye.